Meet NotebookLM, your personal AI research lab. Upload notes, PDFs, or videos and watch it transform them into clear insights, summaries, even audios and videos in professional quality. Learning has never been this smart.
You can access NotebookLM with the link notebooklm.google. The web page opens with two tabs, overview and plans. In the overview, there are certain explanations of what NotebookLM is, how you can upload your sources and insights, which we'll cover shortly. The second tab is on the plans. The current by default plan is a NotebookLM plan, which is for personal projects. For this, you just need to have a Google account. It comes with standard generation of audio and video overviews, Gemini model, new feature there is a standard access, and sources can go up to 50 per node. Then there are other plans which, as per your requirement, the first one is the Notebook LM Plus. It comes with active learning and deep dive. It has 2x more generations versus the standard plan. Comes with Gemini models, access to them as the standard plan, and then it has early access to the new features and up to 100 sources per notebook. For the Notebook LM Pro, it has 5x more generations, higher access to the Google Gemini model, priority access to the new features, and up to 300 per notebook. And the ultimate plan, which is the Ultra one, it has 50x more generations versus the standard plan, highest access to Google Gemini model, new features, priority access, and no watermark on the generations, up to 600 sources per notebook. So you can choose as per your requirement, but the first one is free, so I would recommend you to really try this because it's quite good. Now let's come to the informative sections of the Notebook LM. The first part is in terms of uploading your sources. So it supports PDFs, websites, YouTube videos, audio files, Google Docs, Google Slides, and more. And Notebook LM will summarize these, making interesting connections between all of these data sources. In terms of insights, it can give you study guides, briefing doc, FAQs, timelines. It can give you audios and videos, and these audios and videos are quite awesome in terms of in the audio it can have the podcast or a monologue kind of generation, and for audio also it can generate video which can explain the topic to you as per your requirement. So there is a middle, there is a section to ask questions and answers, and when you ask a question, it provides answers, but also it cites the sources, which is quite great, where you get the answers, but at the same time you get from which source this answer was given, which makes your answer quite reliable and trustworthy. While with this, as I mentioned earlier, you can have audios and videos which can listen, learn, and go. So now the next question: why I should use Notebook LM? So Notebook LM is a quite powerful tool to use as a power study material, where you can put your text, notes, YouTube videos, lectures, research papers, and ask Notebook LM to explain complex concepts in simple terms. Whatever questions you have, it can answer those for you. So you can learn faster and deeper. If you are working on an innovative project, you have to organize your thinking, you have to upload your source material and let Google and create a polished presentation, it can do that for you. For sparking of new ideas, upload brainstorming notes, market research, and computer research. So it can spark new ideas because you get all that data, you understand, okay, what is being done, and then you can use that to spark new ideas. I'll show you how those correlations and all of these things, how they can be done. So here you can see the reviews as to how people are reacting to it. There is a review from different vendors, right? It can generate podcasts, it can generate your lectures and whatnot. So now let's go to the next part where we will do the hands-on. So here you can open the Notebook LM. There are 3 sections here. You can also organize it in terms of grid as well as list. Alright, and when you go to all, it has 2 sections, which are these 2. One is my notebook, which is in the bottom, and then the featured notebook. Featured notebooks are nothing but the notebook which are already present. Using these, you can see, okay, what were the examples that were being used, and you can use those to create your own sample notebook. So let's go with a particular use case here, right? So let's pick up one. Let's look at this globalization since 1997. So here you can see different sources. Let me click on a couple of those to show you, okay, what are those. So this is Grinding the Poor. This is a article from The Economist. Similarly, I can go with a couple of others also. Third Wave of Globalization, 1911-2016, right? On the middle, we have chat which explains, okay, what it is. Dispelling the hyper-globalization of 1990s to current era of globalization. This essential collection from economics track shifts in trade, flows, geopolitics, and popular discontent. Now it has recommended you some questions. So let me ask the first, what are the primary economic and political arguments used by the modern globalization critics? So let's see what they have to say. It will think on the sources provided, it will think on the question you have given, and then it will be giving you the answer. So now modern critics of globalization present a multifaceted set of economic and political arguments, often highlighting how the process may disadvantage workers, erode national sovereignty, and create systemic instability. All right. So what are the critics saying? Wage stagnation and inequality. A central economic concern is that trade with low wage countries reduces the wages of unskilled workers in rich nations. Right? Job offshoring and hollowing out. So these are all the topics that you might be hearing nowadays a lot. Primary political arguments, erosion of national sovereignty, democratic dilemma, whatnot. I mean, this is a different topic, but yeah, I mean, what globalization has, or what are the what critics have to say about it. So this is the Q&A. Now you can ask it any question, and you can see okay what it will be providing the answer. So number of sources you can see here 26. So the total number of sources here is 26. Now there are some auto-generated items here. So how to get most of this notebook? It is explaining here. Welcome. This feature notebook is designed to help you explore, understand, and profound shifts in global integration, from peak of hyper globalization to the current era of globalization and the political counter reaction. So it has it has explained what it is really about, and then explore pre-generated summaries. For example, audio and video overviews, mind maps, which is more of a knowledge graph, and the report. So now let's look at what are these. So if you see this, right, this is the video here, and then we have couple of this is the knowledge graph. So let's look at knowledge graph first. So knowledge graph is nothing but it looks at all the content you have provided. It does the embedding of it. It then creates the correlation between different words and see okay how those are correlated, and then it maps it into a knowledge graph where you can see the correlations. So it is really good in deep research where people need to understand okay how different topics are related with each other. So when we look at the global economic integration and its challenges, we see there are the 5 major ones: historical context and evolution, financial globalization and capital flows, trade globalization and comparative advantage, and these things. So let's say randomly I look at this: challenges to the governance and policy. What are the topics here? Now, constraints on government, trilemma, Roderick view. What is this? Let's look at it. So it talks about societies cannot have all three: global integration, complete sovereignty, and democracy. Deeper integration requires harmonization of laws, erosion of democracy and sovereignty. Economic integration now more vulnerable, right? So it tells what is the trilemma, what are those. So for a person who is studying this, it becomes quite easier to understand. So a lot of data, you can chunk it down and you can understand okay what it really means. So it is good for studying, it is good for research, it is good for innovation. Quite awesome. Now let's look at flashcards. So if you look at here, there are flashcards there. What was the mainstream? So it has summarized it into this flashcard, right? Quite good. And all of this you just have to tell it to do. You don't have to do anything else apart from that. Now it has created an audio. Let's have a look at audio and how it is.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're looking at something pretty huge, a massive economic U-turn, really. We've gone from...
That's staggering growth.
And look at private money flowing into emerging markets. It went from about $50 billion in 1990 to $336 billion just 6 years later.
So now if you look at this particular audio, this is more on a podcast style where two people, these are more, both are AI, they're talking to each other and they're explaining us the topic, which is in some cases quite informative if you want to understand something. If you look at how the YouTube format goes nowadays, it is like this only. When we see two people talking, we understand the topic in a more better way because they are counter questioning each other and then our concept gets clear with it, right? Quite awesome. Now let's look at the video which is generated. So this is also a AI generated video on the topic, and it tells about okay what is the story of the globalization. Let's fast it by 25%. And
today we're going to unpack the epic 3-decade story of modern globalization. I mean, it's a heck of a story. It's got everything: an explosive beginning right after the Cold War, a painful reckoning, and now a total reinvention of the world economy. So where do we even begin? You know, when you hear this quote, it sounds like it could have been written yesterday, right? It's basically a description of an Amazon Prime paradise. But the crazy part is, the famous economist John Maynard Keynes was writing about the world way back in 1914.
Okay, so if you look at it, it's quite a good video. It is a watermark of NotebookLM, but it's quite good. Now, let's go back and let's see how we can create our own, right? So for this, you can go to the all and you can look at the bottom. Here are the created ones. I have already created one, so I'll just show you that. While creating any notebook, it's very important to look at the heading, because this heading is going to tell you, tell your AI as to what the topic really means. It gives it a lot of metadata information, so make sure you tell a quite informative and clear heading, which is the first part of how you declare it. Then you add your sources. So let's say I click on create notebook here also. I can upload sources here, and once I upload, it will open up the window where it will tell okay what I can do with this. And on the left I will have sources, in the middle I will have chat, and here I will have different other things. So it is not just chat, which you might have seen a lot with Gen AI exploding. It's more than chat. It has other capabilities in terms of mind map, flashcards, reports, infographics, slide deck, audio overview, video overview, and on the right, on the left, we can see the other aspect in terms of how we can add the data sources. Right now, let me go back to the heading that I had created. So this is I have just used a simple economic times link here. I have given the heading for Indian economy projections for 2026, and I have asked it a simple question: what will be the GDP growth for this quarter? It has mentioned 6.6 to 6.7%. It has went to 2026. The provided sources do not explicitly state specific GDP growth percentage for the individual quarter ending December 2025 because it's not out yet, right? And it is projecting it to be 6.6 to 6.7%. At the same time, how is economy going to perform in manufacturing front? So when we look at it, it has mentioned some of the key strategic points in terms of Go Swadeshi, 23,000 crore in manufacturing incentives, textile, defense and aerospace, and some sectors which are going to do good, right? And on the left, these are the, once you do your adding of the sources, these are the things you can add here, like in terms of audio overview, video overview, mind map, report, flashcard, quiz, infographics, and slide deck. What I have done is I have generated two here. So let me play out the video here. And as I mentioned, this is just on its own. I just have to tell it what to do.
Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a world that feels, well, pretty chaotic. We're seeing huge trade war threats, major powers pulling back, and we have to ask a really important question. Could all this global chaos actually be creating a massive opportunity right here in India? So let's start with the really big picture. You're probably seeing headlines everywhere about the United States kind of stepping back from its usual role as a global leader. And you know, this isn't just a political talking point. It actually creates a power vacuum and sends ripples through the whole international system. And one of the biggest ripples, it's the threat of some really extreme protectionism. I mean, there's been talk of potential 500% tariffs.
So awesome. So now if you look at it, it is the video which I see, it is quite reliable because this is what is going on. As an interested student of international relations, I can see that yes, 500% tariff is on the horizon for some of the developing economies, and whatever else it has mentioned in terms of other geopolitical and international stuff, it is quite real. So it's quite good, right? So I hope this session was informative for you. If you liked this session, the details that was provided, please like, subscribe, and share this video. Thanks.